Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos has announced he's stepping down.
This morning, a major shakeup at one of the most powerful companies in the world. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, announcing he's stepping down. Writing in a letter to employees, as much as I still tap dance into the office, I'm excited about this transition. The man who started Amazon in 1994, building it from an online bookstore into a global giant worth more than $1.6 trillion, changing the way we shop, stream, and get our deliveries, announcing he'll leave his role as CEO later this year. Bezos writing that 27 years ago, when Amazon was only an idea and it had no name, the question I was asked most frequently at the time was, what's the internet?
Trying to find a product that actually matched the internet technology. That was really the key.
His path to success starting with a summer job at McDonald's when he was 16, where he says he learned how to work under pressure and the value of being a good manager. Amazon has made Bezos one of the wealthiest people on the planet, worth an estimated $196.4 billion. There are more than 1 million Amazon employees, 400,000 who joined the company just last year in the pandemic as business boomed. Bezos, no stranger to making headlines for his personal life. His 2019 divorce from his wife of 25 years, Mackenzie Scott, making her one of the richest women in the world.
Amazon grew from this startup in a garage to this online retail giant. So what is Bezos' legacy at this point?
His legacy is incredible. He's changed so much about our lives. The fact that we can get an item delivered to our home within the span of a few hours, sometimes even a few minutes. The idea that you can go online with one click and purchase everything you could need or want under the sun. All of these devices in people's homes, the Alexas, hopefully I haven't spoken to any of them and turned them on just by saying that word. But the reality is he's changed it all for us. His legacy is incredible, and this idea that he started the whole thing 27 years ago at a time when people didn't really know what the internet even was. A lot of people saw what Amazon started out as just this online bookseller, and it was to their downfall if they were just perceiving it that way. In fact, it's part of why you see Amazon as it is today versus eBay what it is. Back when Amazon started, eBay was the main game. Now you think about the two companies, one is worth trillions and the other is billions.
Work hard, have fun, make history is our motto.
With Bezos at the helm, Amazon has revolutionized online retail and how we get our goods, while also expanding its reach to supermarkets, in-home gadgets, and cloud computing, which accounts now for more than half the company's profits.
That really is sort of the foundation for so many of the companies, not just in tech, but, Netflix uses Amazon Web Services, Coca-Cola uses Amazon Web Services, your bank probably uses Amazon Web Services. And it's Amazon's lucrative web services sector that Bezos turned to for his successor, naming Andy Jassy as the next CEO. Jassy joined Amazon in 1997 and has been with Web Services since its inception.
I took my last final exam at graduate school the first Friday of May in 1997. And I started at Amazon the following Monday.
Over the years, Amazon has also transformed Bezos into one of the world's wealthiest people, with an estimated net worth nearly $200 billion, even after one of the most expensive divorces in history, in which Bezos' personal drama became tabloid fodder. And Amazon has also faced criticism for making it harder for small businesses to compete against Amazon's rock-bottom prices and massive market share.
You look at Bezos' legacy, it's up there with Gates, Musk, Cook, Jobs, and others. I think now it's about Jassy taking over on AWS, really focus on doubling down on cloud. But it's a historic day as Bezos exits stage left.
I mean, huge achievement. We can't take it away. I mean, even the letter that he sent to his shareholders, where he was just laying out for his employees, just laying out what they've achieved over this time. And the fact that he's handing it over to someone like Andy Jassy, now the head of the cloud business, I think perhaps tells you where they see the most lucrative opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, the accomplishments, we're talking historic, that will live on for, centuries to come. And I think, but when it comes to cloud, that really shows direction where this company's going. Doubling down on AWS. Look at Microsoft, Google. It's an arms race in cloud. And that's why Jassy gets the nod here. A smart move. But ultimately now, as Bezos goes to the exec chairman position, the point is, does some bloom come off the rose? As you don't have the Bezos impact that's really helped propel Amazon to where it is. But Jazzy, I would expect the baton handed off pretty smoothly here. But no doubt the headline continues to be cloud front and center for Amazon. Of course, e-commerce, that continues to be bread and butter.
Now, the bookseller turned billionaire will shift his focus to other interests. He owns the Washington Post and his ambitious aerospace firm Blue Origin, a direct competitor to SpaceX, owned by another billionaire, Elon Musk.
And it's this generation's job to build that road to space.
Space company Blue Origin comes in. First, it's working on launching and building reusable rockets like New Shepard and New Glenn, which are projected to drastically cut the cost of launching payloads into space. Secondly, Bezos wants to start pulling resources from the moon.
Elon Musk is the glossy, agile hare pounding up the metaphorical road with all those glossy televised rocket launches and viral gags on Twitter. The tortoise, Jeff Bezos, is clearly some way behind, but is making up ground steadfastly. As it happens, the Latin motto of Blue Origin, gradatim ferociter, quite literally means step by step ferociously. So will Bezos the tortoise ultimately romp home? We may know soon. Just like SpaceX and its Starlink project, Blue Origin has recently been granted approval to launch its own orbital broadband network. Known as Project Kuiper, the $10 billion exercise sets out to launch around 6,000 satellites into orbit. The crucial difference is Amazon already wields substantial power over the internet through its Giganti Web Services division. So it's not too hard to imagine the project taking off with superior vertical integration and on-the-ground support that Starlink can only dream of. And there you have it. Two men and two companies with very different ideas. One wants to go to Mars and build bases, the other expand infinitely into the twinkling void on silently twirling space stations. Musk the hare presently boasts a commanding lead, but we can't write off Jeff Bezos and his pretty much limitless capacity for shelling out.
$0.7 trillion company. Bezos, the stock up, almost 70% over the past year, making Bezos richer by the day. I mean, the guy gets richer as he sleeps. And he's going to focus. He says it's not retirement. In that letter to employees, he said this is not retirement. He's going to focus his energies on his newspaper, on Blue Origin, his spaceflight outfit, and also on climate and education initiatives that are important to him. And when you look at who he picked as his successor, I think you're so right to point out how telling that is. This is somebody who's been by his side since at least, I think, 1997. I mean, these two men are inventors who not only invent new ways to do business, but also have created a culture at Amazon. And Andy Jassy, right in there, can almost exactly like Jeff Bezos in terms of the corporate culture there that they want. So he will be the executive chair. Reminds me a little bit of Bob Iger stepping away from Disney. It seemed like it was really at the top as well, and such a big name intertwined with the company. But Jeff Bezos will be executive chair, leaving the day-to-day running of the company to his lieutenant here.
This is obviously huge news. Andy Jassy is going to become Amazon's CEO, replacing Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos will be the executive chairman. Obviously, Bezos, the founder, longtime CEO. Stock is down 1.5% after hours. We're going to dig through the earnings as well. But that's a huge sort of news item, Mike. As far as CEO changes, hard to imagine a bigger deal than Amazon.
And what's next for Bezos now in this new role as executive chair?
Well, when you're a founder CEO, it's kind of like a Hotel California. You can never really leave that role. And we've seen this many times before. He will still have an impact on Amazon, but he won't be running the day-to-day operations. And he wrote in this note to employees yesterday about the role of Amazon CEO. It is all-consuming. He wants to take time to focus on things like his philanthropy, space travel, and the Washington Post, which, as you know, he bought a few years ago. That will be the primary objective of his time going forward. But of course, you can imagine this last year, the pandemic, he's played an incredible role in reorganizing Amazon, making sure that employees and the company are built for a moment like this. And they have certainly capitalized on this moment, as so many people have turned to Amazon in need of home deliveries during the pandemic, Diane.
And really quickly, any big changes expected under the new CEO, Andy Jassy?
unlikely in the near term. He's been with the company almost as long as Bezos. The final thought here is that he will have regulatory things to have to think about. That is more a part of the conversation today than it was 5 years ago, and that may also be part of why Bezos is stepping aside now, to give someone else the opportunity to deal with that part of the whole situation.